Biafra, superstars, media.
To a human being being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran Golden Child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Golden Child, and glad again to have the opportunity to interact with my people via the Biafra Superstar Media. Yes, the end bad governance protest is still going on in Nigeria. Youths are still protesting, people are protesting, citizens are complaining about the hard times, the harsh economy, the failed governance, and apparently the clueless government measures that have not yielded any results. And so the protest is ongoing. Yeah, but in particular, I was forced to make this audio this morning because of what seemed to be the trend since the few days this protest has started. The trend is that the general impression being given around now is that the Igbos were the ones who, spearheaded this protest. They were the ones who orchestrated this protest. And now that the protests have started, suddenly they have gone behind. They have hidden themselves and let the other regions suffer. The Northern Elders Forum came out boldly to say the Igbos have deceived them. I mean, how could they have told them about the protest? How could they have sensitized them about the government policies that are not working, that have never worked, and that will not work? How can they remind them about the hunger in the land, the difficulties they are all facing? And all of a sudden, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of the protest, the Igbos have not come out. No place in the southeast has been, touched. No protest in the southeast. No buildings have been set ablaze. No protest march. And so they are feeling, the Northern Elders are saying the Igbos have deceived them. And then to make matters worse, the so-called press secretary, senior assistant, media man to President Bola Tinubu, this Sembayo Nanuga has come out boldly once again and is accusing P2B of being a coward. You planned this thing, you planned this protest, you orchestrated it, and the protest has started. You are hiding from behind. Why are you hiding? Come out boldly. He told P2B that during the time of Jonathan, President Tinubu came out boldly, Buhari came out boldly. They walked the streets, they talked the talk with the Protestants. Why is P2B still doing it secretly? He started this protest, he planned it, he organized it, he orchestrated it, but now he's doing it secretly. He should come out boldly. Come out boldly, he dared P2B. Yes, equally the Ohanes indeed will have come out to, warn the government. They have told the government, while we encourage what you're doing, while we applaud your speech that you made yesterday addressing Nigerians yesterday, Sunday 4th, we listened to that speech and we're encouraged, but we must say clearly that you, Mr. President Bola Tinubu, must warn your media aides, especially Bayo Nanuga and co, to be very careful with the kind of statements they are making and alluding to the Igbo people. Because a lot of people, a lot of Yorubas have instantly taken the protest to another dimension. Rather than talk about the hardship in the country, rather than talk about the failed policies, rather than talk about unemployment, rather than talk about high inflation rates and how foodstuff prices have soared above the purchase, above the power of the common man. They are all of a sudden shouting, carrying slogans, carrying write-ups, headings. Igbo must go. Igbo must go. Igbo must go. Leave us, the Igbos. Igbos must go. This is not what the protest is all about. The protest is not about the Igbo in Nigeria. It's not about the Igbo in Lagos. It's not about the Igbo in the Southwest. It's not about the Igbo people. The protest is about failed governance. It's about hardship. It's about unemployment. It's about general insecurity in the land. It's about failed policies. It's about inability of the government to, streamline the fuel issues. It's about a lot of things. It's not about the Igbos being in Lagos. So the organizers in Igbo have said, listen, Mr. President, call your media aides to order. We are not talking about Igbos in Lagos. Another group have come out, Igbo Consultative Forum, have come out to warn the Yorubas. So all of you who are now talking about the Igbos not joining the protest, all of you who are now coming out and saying Igbo leave Lagos, let us tell you, any Igbo man that is attacked, any Igbo shop that is attacked, any Igbo people that are embarrassed or in any way victimized, we will revenge. The consequences will be very dire. We will revenge. This is not the time to just sit and look. Anybody who attacks an Igbo man or causes problem to Igbo man in this dispensation, these consequences will be very serious. So they have called on the government to warn these people, to call them to order. So in a nutshell, where is all this taking us? I mean, here is a protest that everybody knew was coming. The youths had given government a sufficient time, and yet the government still did not do anything to stop this protest. They could have listened to the youths. They could have called a roundtable conference. The president could have made a speech before the protest. Nothing was done. And so when this protest has started, when they begin to see how the permutations, the confusion it has generated, the conflicts that have arisen because of this protest, the destruction of lives and property. I mean, when they have seen that this thing has gotten to this magnitude, all of a sudden, everybody is now pushing it down to the Igbo man. Why are the Igbos not participating? Why are the Igbos not protesting? Are they not in Nigeria? It is an ominous sign. It's a sign of death. In fact, the head of state who uh, was in charge during 1967 to 1970 Civil War, General Yakubu Gowon, came out boldly this morning. He came out again. Gowon has said, why are the Igbos in not this protest? Why are the Igbos not in this protest? If the Igbos are not in this protest, it's suicidal, it's death. If the Igbos are not in this protest, that means they are headed for the kill. That everything must be done to get the Igbo man to be involved. How can the Igbo man not be involved? If the Igbo man is not involved in this protest, then we can move forward. How can Nigeria grow? How can Nigeria develop? How can Nigeria generate the much needed revenue if the Igbo man is not involved? General Gowon has cried out, please, if the Igbo man is not protesting, if the Igbo man is not in this, then we are wasting our time. We are wasting our time. So, my dear brothers, sisters, fellow Biafrans, fellow freedom lovers, I think it's about time we call a spade once again. Let's tell ourselves the home truth. We all know what happened during 1966 coup, the coup that has been famously called the Kaduna Nzogu coup, which some have popularly referred to as the Igbo coup. We all know what happened when people were killed, high-ranking officers, including the Prime Minister and the Sardana of Sokoto was killed, and they expected killings all around the East too, that someone like Nnamdi Azikiwe would be killed and other prominent Igbo leaders. But when they saw this happen, this did not happen. What did they do? They called it an Igbo coup. They said it was the Igbo man who planned it. And from there, they did all manners of, perpetrated all manners of wickedness to the Igbo man, killing him, maiming him, burning his shop, raping his children, killing his families, chasing them away from their businesses, pushed them away, chased them away from the north. Even when they came to the south, they continued to commit all kinds of wickedness towards them. to the extent that when the Igbos could not bear it anymore, they had to retaliate. And that was what caused the Civil War. You don't chase a man up to his house. When you chase a man right into his house, he has no other option than to defend himself. And so they chased the Igbos away from the north, chased them from their properties, from their shops, from their points of livelihood, from their jobs, killed a lot of them, massacred a lot of them in 1966. When the Igbos ran back to their homelands, they still came there and started killing them. The Igbo man responded and reacted and said, look, if this is what Nigeria is all about, if this is the future we have in Nigeria, to your tents, evil Igbo men, we don't need it anymore. Let us go on our own. That is how the Civil War started. Let us, since Nigeria cannot guarantee us safety anymore, Nigeria cannot guarantee our safety. Our lives and property are no longer secured. Our fathers are dying, our mothers are dying, our children are killed. Pregnant women are being molested and used for stabbed and killed. Our daughters were being raped. If we cannot have any security in Nigeria again, to your tents, O Igbo. So Juku was able to get all the Igbos together, and that was how the Republic of Biafra started. That was how the Civil War started. But again, under the same General Yakubu Gowon, who is alive and healthy, they orchestrated the war. They came for us, right in our own domain, right at our own geographical land. They came for us, tried to kill us there, annihilate us there, committed mass genocide, but still we survived it. And at the end of 1970, despite it all, they convinced the international world not to look at us. And so all the seaports, all the land port, everything was blocked. There was no medicines. There was no food supplies. Nobody came to the aid of Biafra. Children developed kwashoko. They could not eat. You see children with big head, big tummies, and tiny legs. Nobody could give them food. No relief came because the government of General Yakubu Gowon had blocked all the seaports, all the borders, all the airports. Nobody could bring much needed medicines. Children were dying, the sick were dying. No food supplies, no protein. People were eating lizards. Where will you see the lizards? All the lizards were almost exterminated. And those that remained ran deep into the forests. Rodents, who could see rats? No food, nobody could cultivate. When you don't plant, how can you reap anything? You didn't plant, how can you get any harvest? And so the East were left to die. In fact, the people who died out of poverty, out of malnutrition, out of hunger, were far in excess of over 5 million people. And now, at the end of it, the Saint General Gowon said, it's a case of no victor, no vanquished. No victor, no vanquished. And they brought in the 3 R's. Of course, we all know the famous 3 R's. Rehabilitation, reconstruction, reconciliation. Yes, everybody could come back and live as one. From 1970, the Igbos have been like that. They have carried that cross. They have carried that cross in their mind. They remember their children. People like us who are children of Kwashoko. People like us who had nothing to eat. Most people, their mothers died giving birth to them because of no medical care, because of no feeding, because of no malnutrition, no medicines. Children were born and their mothers died. They never sucked their mother's breasts. Poverty in the land, orchestrated by the Nigerian government. Now, they want this poverty, these Kwashoko children, they want these children who went through that gory experience to come up and begin to protest again. Come 2024, and bad governance protest. You want the Igbos to come out again and carry it at their forefront so that tomorrow you use it again to hunt them, to kill them, and call them haters of Nigeria? No way. No way. The Igbo man has learned his lesson. The children of Kwashoko have learned their lesson. We know how it was. Even the NSAS protest that happened a few years ago, the Igbos were victimized. They took it upon the whole Nigeria, and eventually after the protest, came up and said it was an Igbo idea. They started looting the Igbo man's shop. They started burning the Igbo man's houses. They started fighting, killing Igbo people. We have learned. I mean, we can't be a fool forever. Therefore, when they talked about this end bad governance protest, All the Igbo man said was, "It's all right. If you say we stay at home, we stay at home. If you say we'll come out, we'll come out. But we will not be party to this. We will not be party to this because we have been saying this all along that Nigerian's government is a fraud. That every attempt, every election held in this country has been rigged, massively rigged. Those who actually deserve to win were never given their chance. We have said that every government in power has ostracized the Igbo man. Make sure they put him where as a third class citizen. Make sure every ambition he ever has will never be materialized. The Igbos have been treated like a defeated people. And so we said, no, we will not be part of this protest. They have done everything to incite us. They have done everything to urge us on. They have done everything to propel us. They have called our brother, Peter Obi, all kinds of names, told them, screamed it everywhere that he was the one behind this protest. There's nothing they have not said. They have called our brothers, our youths, come out, come out. They have called our musicians. Why are you refusing to join this protest? Why are you not saying? They've called our actors. They have called our celebrities. And they said, no, we will not be part of this, please. Handle it, is your problem. You people voted in President Tinubu. You people voted in this government. Go ahead and have your way. We will not be party to this. And so it's hurting them now. This is 5th day of the protest. And what are we saying? Even the so-called government, the press secretary to the government, the media man, henchman of the government, Bayo Onanuga, has come up openly to say, no, Peter Obi, you are the brain behind this protest. Why are you not leading them in front? Come out, let us see you. He dares Peter Obi to come out. And of course, Peter Obi has told him, Mr. Onanuga, I don't have issues with you or your principal. When I was a governor in this Nigeria, as a governor of Anambra State, there was protest. I did not kill the people. I did not say they should be shot at. I didn't say they should use tear gas on them. I came out and I spoke with them. What we need is dialogue. If President Tinubu is sincere about what he says he claims to be, or what that he's a Democrat, he's a president with a human feeling, he's not insensitive to the plight of Nigerians. I mean, there's no insensitive to hunger and starvation. President Tinubu should come out. Come out and dialogue with the people. What is he afraid of? Talk to the people. Talk to the youths, the restive youths who are hungry, the youths who are unemployed, the youths who see their parents cannot feed them anymore, the youths who have seen their parents die out of hunger and starvation, the youths who are seeing little children born now with no food, nothing. How much is a loaf of bread for a family of 6? How much is a loaf of bread? Any tangible bread in your hand now cannot be less than 2,000, and it cannot serve 3 people. How much is the minimum wage? Minimum wage that cannot serve any purpose. Minimum wage that cannot take you to and fro from your work. I mean, what are we talking about? Who does not feel the problem in the country? Unemployment is everywhere. You can't do buying and selling. What are the cost of the shops? What are the cost of the shops? How much are the shops that we are renting? How much are those shops? Who can afford it now? Who can afford those shops now? What are the places of work? Where are the jobs? Who are those getting the jobs? Who are those getting the jobs? Every meaningful job is taken by people who know somebody. People who know somebody. And even when you are eminently qualified, they will bring up the issue of federal character, and you cannot get a job. So who is fooling who? The government, if it's sincere, should come out. You should not be sensitive to the plight of the people. Peter be told by your Onanuga and his like. He said, go and tell your boss, go and tell your principal. Come and address this issues. Talk to them, reason with them, show them you feel for them. Don't be sensitive to their plights. Come up and talk boldly, encourage them, motivate them, like a leader should do. It's not this idea of sitting inside your Oval Office under extreme, wonderful conditions, air conditioned, with all manners of food, buffet. You're having buffet, you're taking champagnes, and then you are watching children hunger-stricken people on the streets, and you are saying Peter Obi is behind it. Learn to talk to them. That's what Peter Obi told them. And so today everybody is talking about the Igbo man. Where is the Igbo in all of this? They have deceived us. They talked about this protest. We should come out. They told us to come out. Not that people are saying they told us to come out. Igbos were behind it. They pushed us. Now we're out. We can't see them. Look at Kano being burnt. Children are being killed. People, protesters are shot at. Look at Zamfara. Look at Sokoto. They are burning buildings. They are shutting down everything. But look at the East. No noise, no nothing is heard from there. No protest. They have used us. They have used us. How can you say this? Once bitten is twice shy. The Igbo man has learned his lesson. Unfortunately, apparently, these people have not learned that the Igbo man can never again be treated like a foolish person. We will not be used and dumped at the same time. That's what they did to us in 1966. They used us like the tea. The tea. They used us like a ladder. After climbing, they pushed away the ladder. We were like tea. As soon as they take us and put into hot water, get our juice out of us, they throw us away like that. Never again. This is 2024. Never again. The Igbo man will never be used. Nigeria will not in any way hypnotize us. Nigeria will not blackmail us. This is an emotional blackmail. They will not blackmail the Igbo to come out again and begin to fight for Nigeria and begin to talk about Nigeria. The Igbos will never fall for that again. And so what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying here is let's be very careful. Let this protest not boomerang on us. We should be very careful. Let's maintain the peace. Stay at your home, do your legitimate business, and if anybody meets you and try to talk you, go there, do this, go and do this. Don't join there. The whole world is watching. Everybody is watching, and what they are watching is to see the reaction of the Igbo man. They want to know what we are going to do next, but we will shock them. We are not doing anything. We will shock General Gowon. Gowon has come out to say it is suicidal. It is a doom if the Igbos don't join this protest. It's a doom when the Igbos refuse to speak. We are doomed. Oh my God. President Yakubu Gowon, General Yakubu Gowon. I don't know why suddenly Igbo has become your mantra in these latter days of your life. At 80 something, you are still talking Igbo. The same Igbo. Maybe your words are prophetic. Maybe you are saying something others are not saying. Maybe you are saying that the Igbo man will someday very soon come to his senses, will someday very soon come to his homeland, will someday very soon be in the United States of Biafra. I think there must be something that is propelling Gowon all the time to suddenly begin to see the usefulness, see the genuine, the genius in the Igbo man. Gowon has begun to see so many things that he didn't see before. And so it is very, very thought-provoking. It is a food for thought. It is intriguing that every time Gowon speaks in recent times, he's always talking about the Igbo. He's hyping the Igbo. He's eulogizing the Igbo. He's praising the Igbo. He's talking about the competence of the Igbo. He's saying without the Igbo, Nigeria cannot be. Whoa, go on. Thanks, but no thanks. As I keep saying, it's too late. All these so-called ovations for the Igbos, all these so-called accolades, all this praise and all that, if they are genuine, well, thanks be to God. But if they are intended to generate undue controversy, if they are intended to be manipulative, if they are intended to trick the Igbo man into coming out to play forefront roles in Nigeria and at the end become victims, it shall never materialize in Jesus' name. So I encourage every Igbo man. Yes, the protest is ongoing. Yes, it is on its 5th day. Yes, everybody's watching with bated breath. Yes, some youths have become restive. Some have turned, hoodlums have hijacked the process in some states and started destroying and killing and looting. But please, Ndiboy, please, let's be very careful. Let's be watchful. Let us be let us be wise like the tortoise. Let them do whatever they want to do in their states. Let them do whatever they want to do in their regions. We have lost enough. We have suffered enough. The events of 66, 67, 68, 69, 70 have taught us a lot of lessons. The man who did not know where the rain wet him will not know where it dried him. Let us be very careful. I wish we still had our great men who could still talk to us. These days we don't get them. The great men, great leaders are scarce. Because I can't imagine why somebody like David Omahi, former governor for Ebonyi State, now minister for works, how could David Omahi come out and be blaming P2B for being the brain behind this protest. He said the Obi has not recovered from the loss of the 2023 presidential election. He said Obi has not recovered from the colossal loss to Bola Tinubu. That out of jealousy and envy, out of jealousy and envy, out of pain that he lost so much, and that Tinubu won, Obi has never forgiven that. And so Peter Obi is actually the one behind this mass protest. Is the one behind fueling it, throwing bombs, throwing fuel, oil, igniting it, and hiding in the darkness. This is an Igbo man from Ebonyi State. This is a one-time governor, 2 times governor. This is a senator. Today he's a minister. David Umahi. I don't know. Well, you are speaking. Everybody has the right of freedom of speech. Everybody has the right to say what they think. But between me and you, David Umahi, you are beginning to sound like an anti-Igbo person. Remember, at the end of the day, we'll all go back home. Remember, a time will come when you live at the confines of your comfort at Abuja and come back home. How would you feel, Obi, David Umahi, when your words begin to haunt you? When the youths begin to remind you of the things you have done and the things you have said? They said history will vindicate the just. But equally, 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 history will never forget the wicked. David will be very, very, your leadership material, you should be very careful. You should be guided. Don't because of the lofty things you get from power. Don't because you are you are hobnobbing with them at the powers that be at Abuja. Don't because you're a minister, you forget your roots. You're from Ebonyi State. Be very careful. Be very careful, David Umahi. And so, my dear people of Biafra, I think it's a good one. We have learned, we have experienced in the past, 1966, 67, 68, 69, 70. We have suffered a lot for this country called Nigeria. I think this time we should just sit and watch. This time we should be very, very technical. Let us use our brain. Odumegwu wonders. At one point, Igbos, when will you learn? When will you learn? I think it's time we learn now, and we should show we learn. Let's keep comfortable. Let's keep quiet. Let's watch them to continue to see what they're doing, to continue to know what they're up to. Hopefully, anyhow, let them resolve the issues at stake. People heard the President Tinubu make a broadcast yesterday, and they said that broadcast was anything but effective. It was an ineffectual broadcast. They say it was bland. There was nothing that was expected that was heard. There was a lot of insensitivity. It was as if he was glamorizing his administration. It was as if the youths didn't know what they were doing. It was as if he was talking to toddlers. Come on, go and sleep. As if he was singing lullaby to people who have refused to sleep. But of course, we know the hunger is there. We know poverty and lack is there. We know the anger is there. A hungry man is an angry man. And so if President Tinubu is wise and his advisors are telling him the truth, except they're not telling him what is happening, he should sit back and talk to the youth, talk to Nigerians, and tell them what they want to hear. Otherwise, it may become too late. I wish him the very best. I wish Nigeria the very best. But my dear people of Biafra, let us be guided. Let us be watchful. Let us be careful. Let us move like the tortoise, like the proverbial tortoise. Let us be very careful. They are looking for us to make a mistake. They are looking for us to accuse our brothers. They are looking for us to betray ourselves. We will never give them that chance. Because of course we have a hope. We have a future. We have a belief that we know tomorrow is pregnant. We know we are walking towards freedom. We know we are gradually moving into December 2nd, 2024. When our very, very powerful and highly insightful uh, uh, brother, our very, very organized brother and leader of Biafra would inaugurate, will inaugurate United States of Biafra. our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is nearby. The Ember months are coming. The Ember months are coming. And December 2nd, 2024 is a date with history. I will not talk more. Please end protest, end hunger protest, end by government protest. Let it be ongoing. Let the Igbos sit down and look. Let us manage ourselves. Let us think of our home. We have suffered enough for this country. We have paid dearly for this country. We have sown, we have lost a lot for this country. Our martyrs are there. Our people have been killed. Our people have been maimed. We have lost so much. It's their turn. Let them manage themselves. The Hausa man want to do, let them do whatever they are. If the Southwest man want, let them do whatever they can. But we will sit and watch because we have been victims. We will not be victims a second time. God bless you all. And God take care. God bless you all.
I am angry. I am angry at Nigeria. I am angry at this government which seems to be letting us down. I am angry at us as a people. I am angry at my people in Igbo. Because
Yes.
if they have refused you, why are you refusing yourself? Stop complaining and do it for yourself. We've always been able to do that. Everybody follows the line and gets done what needs to be done. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are wonderful people. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are resilient. Let me tell you about Ndibo. Ndibo are people with integrity, with conscience, with a feeling of humanity that they can reach out wherever they are and contribute something to that society and not care that they're not even from there. I am a proud Igbo woman. And know, yes, if there's anything you know about me as I walk into a place, know that there's nothing you can do to me in this country to bow my head. I will not do it. I am my father's daughter. I am my mother's daughter. But at the same time, you talk about never again. But go ahead. We will not succumb. We will not bow. We are children of God. We are here for a purpose. God has put us on this good earth for that purpose. You cannot drive us to the sea. You cannot tell us to shut up and take the pain that you are inflicting on us, abuse us on top of it. Listen, if you don't want us, then let us go. Thank you.